Hello players of Era of Althea, welcome to this YouTube video. Today we're going to be focusing on different content and suggestions that the community has come up with, as I really wanted to get people's opinions and suggestions out, and I'm hoping that the developers and hopefully the owners will watch this video. But in any case, let's get into this video and I hope you enjoy. To get started with our first suggestion, we're going to start with Chill Meteor. Like not copy and pasted boss, more gear like armors and weapon types. PvP balances a lot, rework weapon skills, make 5-leaf not a spin thing, etc. To start with, I really like how he started off with, let's, not have copy and pasted bosses, as that seems very apparent. It looks like they've just been reskinned, and I completely agree. I would love to see more things like that. Great suggestion so far. More gear? Yes, we need more content like that. More armor? Most definitely. Only a few armor, definitely more different types that could be implemented. And weapon types, yeah, I'd love to see maybe different sort of weapons. There is just hundreds, I couldn't even begin to say. PvP balances, yes, that could go into a lot of different scenarios, but there's a lot to be worked on there, as he mentioned. Rework weapon skills, that is very much possibility. So far they're quite solid, but we'd love to see different ones in the future. I'm not too sure how to feel about the next one, 5-leaf flourishing not spin thing. The game's kind of based off of spins, but overall great suggestion. Let's move along to our next suggestion from 2384. Besides the obvious boss bugs, with the AI just sitting there menacingly, AI hitbox sometimes don't connect with my sword, like if the hitbox is not there or it's somewhere else where my sword can't reach. Yes, there's a lot of bugs with the bosses, so that should definitely be focused on. I love this so far. A very good suggestion when it comes to the major bugs. And yes, the AI can be a little off sometimes. That also should be improved, so they just don't sit there menacingly, as you mentioned. Great comment. And yeah, the hitboxes also should be worked on more. That should be something the developers should look into. Moving along to the next suggestion from ASTY. Content, I would say most quests are pretty much reskinned from the ones before them. Although the game is still fun, I just think a little more creativity would be good. Yes, I like this a lot. The quests are all very similar. They're not very dynamic. It's just about going killing something, going killing something, going killing something. Realistically, it's not too interesting, and the mobs are not very dynamic. It's just this constant, hitting, and then, they take a break or something. The bosses are not very different. They're very much just reskinned with a slight twist. So yes, very good. Creativity should be more advanced on that. Hopefully that might be something to see in the future. Moving along to the next suggestion. We have another suggestion from Chill Meteor. A lot, but that doesn't matter since they don't care. Yes, that seems maybe apparent, but I'm hopeful that they will change and they'll get a bit more dedicated into reading the suggestions and people's, ideas. This is why I created this video, so I'm hoping that they'll watch it and maybe get a few more ideas and try to do a bit better, as I'm sure they're trying. Next one. We have one from Reaper Death 01019. That's quite a lot of numbers. Please don't copy and paste any more of the dungeons. Oh yeah, for real. I like this is something I wrote myself. Every single dungeon is just recolored of the first one. Like, it's not very original. I really like this, you know? We should maybe get more, like, different mazes. I mean, it should not just all be, like, you go in there. I mean, literally, I can remember exactly how you go into this dungeon because they're all copy and paste. You literally go left, you go forward, then you go right, and then you go a little bit to the right, and then you go left, and then you go left, and then you go another left, and you just go forward, and boom, you're at the boss. It's not very difficult. Also, it'd be pretty cool to see maybe a few mobs in the different dungeons. So, like, when you're in the dungeons, like how the one, near the kingdom has, the storks. Great, would be really cool to see mobs for the other bosses to keep it more interesting. Alright, moving along to our next suggestion. From Kazuto02. They could work on the hit stun and how the hitboxes are just for M, 1S and NPCs. Yes, most definitely. They should work on the stun hit and how the hitboxes, that should be really looked into. Hopefully they'll look into that. Alright, let's move along. Next one is from ACAP. Nerf the level 280 boss's HP is ridiculous. True, I have noticed that myself. Some of the bosses seem to have really high HP, and take it from me as I've actually been in quite a few rotations. It's where a bunch of players get into one private server and we go all after one boss. Considering you literally need to have so many players. Literally, there's like 20 players taking on this one boss, and it takes us a solid 15 minutes. So realistically, you could not do this with a small party. You would need a decent amount of people doing this. So yes, it should be nerfed, so smaller players or smaller guilds can do this more easily. Moving along to our next suggestion. Another one from ACAP. Buff drop rates. Yes, that should be buffed a little, because they're so rare. And even some of the more, mid-tier bosses that you go through, you barely get anything, especially from the orc boss. You get literally nothing half the time, and that's the easiest boss. You should at least be able to get the easiest boss loot without such hard difficulty. So, I love this. Let's continue. This should be our last suggestion of this video, from Reese. Being able to choose which boss drops you receive if you solo a boss and he does happen to drop stuff. To be honest, I don't think I agree with this completely. It's interesting, it's an interesting concept, but I don't think many people can solo a boss. Not to mention, some drops are considerably more powerful than the others, and that might be a little cheaty, as players might be able to abuse that. But it's a nice idea, but personally I don't like it. But to be honest, that's just my opinion. So let's end this video here. I would like to say thank you so much for watching, and I would also like to say all of my personal opinions in this video, you do not need to listen. I just wanted to get these suggestions out from people and the community. I just wanted to add a little bit of my own commentary to it, so that's just my own thing. But this is truly just about to get the players' opinions and voices out, and I hope the developers and maybe the owners watch this video and maybe learn a few things from it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and maybe you can possibly make a suggestion to me in the comments, and I will hopefully make another video about the people's voices and the community to the developers. So, as I said 3 times before, I hope you enjoy your day and you enjoyed the video. Goodbye, players. Bye bye.